Welcome, heathens and witches, to the Horn
and Cauldron
podcast. Pub chat edition. I nearly forgot how to do this every effing time, my guys. I'm John Norgrove. This is Julie Norgrove. This is one of the off episodes for your once weekly witchy podcast, whereupon we have bevs of various drinkiness, and we're doing margaritas tonight. So make yourself pause, make yourself a margarita, come back, sit down, get comfy. It's gonna get weird.
It is, in fact, gonna get weird.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it always gets weird. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But,
I said what I said.
But, yeah, so this is a pub chat edition, whereupon we don't have, like, notes or nothing like that. And, today we want to talk about, so we were like, okay, what should we do for pub chat this week? And I had no idea, right? Because pub chat is my responsibility, and I, as I have clearly stated in the past, am irresponsible. So I had no clue. But at some point in time in the distant past, I assume several 100,000 years ago, we talked about, I don't know what we got onto it about, how we got onto it, about fan casting a movie, like with actors, for the Greek Pantheon. So we've decided today to fan cast the Greek Pantheon. Like, let's assume we were going to make a movie not like Gods of Egypt, which is a terrible, terrible movie, but like a good movie. Like if we were, like, I'm executive producer. You're also executive producer. 2 executive producers here. We're going to make a movie. We've got essentially an infinite amount of money, a Disney amount of money, one could say. And we're going to make, Greek Pantheon movie. Live action Hercules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's crazy that we're getting a third or second live action Lion King, but like, we're not going to get a live action Hercules?
It's so crazy.
It's right there, dude.
Yeah, it's right there.
What about a live action? Did they do Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Not, well, there is.
That's a Disney movie, right?
There is. Okay,
the cartoon one.
The animated one, that is a Disney movie.
Yeah, obviously
there is a live action Hunchback of Notre Dame movie, but Disney is not affiliated with it.
Yeah, that doesn't count. No. I'm saying like Disney remake live action.
There is not. No.
You know, they gave us Lion King, not good. They gave us Aladdin,
not good.
It's not great. They gave us Mulan. It's not terrible. Good. It's offensive to me as a fan Beauty, of Mulan. Did they give us a Sleeping Beauty?
Yes.
A live action?
Oh no,
Beauty?
Sorry, not Sleeping Beauty. Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my God! I was like, did I have a heart attack about one of those? I thought I had a little tiny micro stroke or something.
Cinderella.
Beauty and the Beast was terrible. Oof.
Not good.
Did they do a live action Cinderella?
Yeah, but recently it's not really part of this.
Okay, so that doesn't count because they did live action Brandy Cinderella and that movie fucks.
And that was amazing.
That movie's so good. Well, and the most recent Descendants movie directly references the Brandy Cinderella movie.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it, but we've seen a bunch of like reviews of it from like people we follow on YouTube. And so like I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah, like it might be part of the same like shared universe.
Yeah, which I'm here for. I'm here for a Brandy Cinderella cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Very much so. Have we gotten a Little Mermaid?
Oh my God, yes, we did. The internet was very upset.
Oh, yeah, we did. We haven't seen that one. Yeah, I have no love in my heart for the live action movie, so I'm just not watching those. But I know they're working on a Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get Hunchback. Get your shit together with Hunchback,
or just stop making live action movies.
And
just make more
they
animated
must be
movies.
Losing money doing these, so I'm here for that.
Stop.
That's fair.
Please stop.
Fair. Live action Titan AE. Did they do Titan AE? Or Treasure Planet, whichever one of the 2 that they did?
They did one of them. I think they did Treasure Planet. I think Titan AE was part of...
Do a live action Atlantis.
That would be cool.
That would be... Well, I mean, based on their success rate, no, it wouldn't. It would be awful. They would do a terrible job.
That's true.
But that's fine. That's why they hired us as executive producers. Get your shit together. Hire me as an executive producer. I clearly know more. They hired us as executive producers. Live action. What's called Greek Pantheon. Olympians.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it Olympians.
We really enjoy fan casting things too.
Yeah, it's just like a thing that we do.
It's like a thing that we do. We're like, oh, we should totally remake this and like change it up. Like we did a whole like we talked about a whole in-depth Back to the Future thing.
Yeah,
like
if you wanted to redo Back to the Future today, how would you do it? Another great example. If you wanted to redo, and if you guys are interested in something like this, we can do more of these.
Yeah.
If you wanted to redo Fifth Element, how would you do it today? And this isn't just like casting. When we do like movie specific, because this was just like Olympians TM, we weren't even thinking about Hercules when it came up. But like, if it's like movie specific, it's also changes to like the plot that would improve the movie, or otherwisely modernize something that was like okay then and pretty not okay now, or like, you know, questionable then and definitely not okay now. I'm looking at you, a lot of 80s movies.
Yeah.
So this is a thing that we do fairly frequently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
let's
we're just gonna start at the top.
Yeah.
Of the gods. Who's the head god? Zeus.
So Zeus.
So if we were to fan cast Zeus, who do we want to be Zeus? Right? I'm thinking it's got to be like an old dude, right?
It does have to be like an older guy. He's got to be like silver, foxy.
I'm gonna be real.
Like,
Arnie is like my gut answer.
Yeah,
is Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
I think that
he's got the age.
Good.
He's got the age. He's got the look, right?
He also did those commercials.
Well, he did those commercials, but also like he did that. Remember that movie we watched where his daughter got like. Where he was like a furniture salesman or gym equipment salesman, and come to find out he was actually for the CIA, and his daughter worked for the CIA or whatever the heck.
Yeah,
like that was so fucking good, dude. And it shows that he can still do action. He can still do that stuff. He still like looks good. He's still got like the physicality, you know. And you don't want Zeus to be like a skinny guy or nothing. You know, like a skinny old dude.
Yeah,
you don't want him to look like
wafy
or nothing.
Like
he needs to be
buff,
like, well, not buff, but just have like a. He needs to like occupy
presence.
Space. Yeah,
he needs to be a formidable presence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Arnie would be the best bet on that.
You know, I'm really hard pressed to think of somebody else
who's like
who
better,
has
right?
that like commanding presence.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. When we did this, 2021 us.
Yeah. So 1.5 million years ago.
What's funny is almost like literally 3 years ago, 2021. In 2021, when we like did this, we said Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And I think that would still work. But
yeah,
I think
Arnie's a better answer.
Is the better answer. Yeah.
He's also older.
Yeah.
Right, than Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yes, I imagine so.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't actually know that. But I think Arnold Schwarzenegger for Zeus is like for sure the answer there. So, okay, so who's next on the list of gods?
Hera. So Queen of the Gods. Zeus's wife.
Yeah.
So you want her to be like bringing like mom energy, but she's kind of like, you know, she's like hot mom energy.
Yeah. Well, but again, she also needs to be not like old. I'm not saying like old, but she needs to have like, she can't be like 25.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like she needs to be like mature. I guess is maybe the appropriate way to say that or whatever.
She needs to be more mature.
You know, I don't know, dude. Maybe who's the chick from the Tim Allen Star Trek comedy movie?
Oh, Sigourney Weaver.
Like Sigourney Weaver would do real good Hera.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
like you think of Sigourney Weaver's character in Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I literally thought about like her in that and her in Cabin in the Woods. Like I think Sigourney Weaver, plus I feel like she could like play off of Arnie really well. Cuz again, she's got that like presence. You know, when she's on screen or whatever.
I'm not against doing oh my gosh, what's her name? She actually played Arnie's wife in True Lies.
Okay. My first thought was, what about Arnie's wife from True Lies? And then I went, I have no fucking clue who that is. So I immediately went to Sigourney Weaver and just assumed that I don't know who that was. I don't remember. I'm fucking terrible at names.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. I would accept either.
I would accept
Sigourney
either.
Weaver or Jamie Lee Curtis, for sure, for sure. Also, if you're listening to this or watching this, play along. Who do you think all these people are? If you're watching this on YouTube, comment your list below or any corrections to our list. Our list will be in the notes or whatever for the show, like the episode notes for the podcast. So you can like look at it and more poignantly argue the point against or for us.
Yeah. So 2021 us chose Nicole Kidman.
Oh, we were going for like a much less imposing crowd, way different vibe.
Yeah,
dude, way different vibe.
She would still do good, but that's not the vibe that I want her to bring.
I think Sigourney Weaver over
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Because what has Jamie Lee Curtis been in recently? What has Sigourney Weaver been in recently?
The things that they're like famous for. Basically. Jamie Lee Curtis was in like a Halloween movie fairly recently, but like, I don't know. Also, does it even matter?
No, not really.
Yeah. So let's move on. To Hestia. Hestia is the goddess who is associated with like home and hearth. And
okay. So Hestia, home and hearth.
Yeah, Hestia, home and hearth. She's generally portrayed as either like a young virginal kind of goddess or an older woman, but not. Hestia isn't like married. She's considered like a virginal goddess.
Sure.
But like an older virginal goddess sometimes, right? Sure. So she either needs to be super young or she needs to be like old.
I think Goddess of the Hearth should be somebody older, right? Like in a movie to communicate that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking somebody with like sassy, always been single aunt energy.
Ooh,
you know?
Yeah.
So somebody who's got that sort of like Martha Stewart vibe. You know, home and hearth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Martha Stewart would fuck in that role.
Yeah, Martha Stewart for sure. Because I want her to be like...
it's a spot gag. Martha's got to be on set for like 2 days.
Yeah,
dude, dead max. 3 days because she's hanging out with the crew if she wants. For like 1 or 2 spot references where she comes in and she's like, oh, welcome. And she's like showing people around and everybody's like, what the fuck is happening here? And she's like, yeah, and they're just like, you know, Arnie's just like, Goddess of the Hearth. She does that. You know, and like the whole place is like over the top decorated, like blown out. You know how like Martha Stewart does those like home home redecoration set sort of thing.
Pinterest mom kind of thing.
You know?
For sure. I'm just trying to think
just the face of like home and hearth in Olympia.
I'm just trying to think like who could it be that's like almost grandmotherly, but like not quite.
Yeah. But like not like a grandma.
Yeah.
You know, but like somebody who has that sort of like matronliness.
Yeah.
Sort of energy.
Like, it's really hard because I feel like Hollywood just doesn't have women.
Well, it's just that they don't generally try and cast that sort of a role anymore.
Yeah.
Right? We're not trying to tell those sort of stories anymore, and that's mostly because Hollywood sucks.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like Martha Stewart is the vibe that in my mind is happening here for Hestia.
Yeah. I can't think of somebody better.
What did we say in 01 though? We're just judging our
21.
01 list.
Yeah.
Or 21 list, I mean.
So this is wild. Okay, so we said Queen Latifah or Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, I kind of see Queen Latifah.
I think that could still work, right?
I see Queen Latifah. Definitely not Sigourney Weaver. Although I think I kind of get why we thought Sigourney Weaver. But again, I think Martha Stewart's a better casting in this particular set.
I think so too. I would take, okay, if it's not Martha Stewart, I would take somebody who's like, because Martha Stewart's like Pinterest mom, and I think that that's a hilarious way to
I think that's the bit. If she's the goddess of hearth, my dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know her decorations are on fucking point.
Yeah.
Dude, and her pies are delicious.
Yeah. The only other way that I could see that is like clickety clackety, like serving the tea.
Sure. I mean, I would take, like, who's the grandma from Beer Fest?
See, I think that's too old.
But is that?
Yeah, that's too old for me.
Also, she's hilarious. I think that's, like, too comedy.
There's somebody that I'm thinking of that would be, like, an alternative to Martha Stewart, and they're, like, in the back of my mind, and I can't think of who it is.
Martha Stewart's
we're gonna
cast.
move on. Yeah,
we can only cast so many people.
Okay, Poseidon.
Poseidon.
God of the seas.
Yeah. I mean, like, for the jokes, I'm not against Momoa. For what it's worth. For the humor. I'm not against Momoa. Yeah. See, I'm feeling very, like, Momoa, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm feeling, like, sort of that energy. You want somebody who's, like, because he's, like, brother of Zeus.
Yeah.
Right? But he's like, he's like old dude surfing. I mean, Momoa and The Rock are not old, so that does not fucking count. I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson is older than Jason Momoa, but I genuinely don't fucking know
Probably,
the
but
age
also,
of any
I
of
don't
these
know.
Hollywood actors. So, like, I would say, like, probably The Rock.
See,
Momoa's, like, a little too young in my mind, and The Rock can play somebody who's, like, a little bit more
imposing.
well, like, imposing, but, like, grizzled and older. And also, you need somebody who's going to fucking stand nose to nose with Arnold Schwarzenegger on set, like, in a scene, and not be like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna make any sense at all. Because they've got that brotherly combat thing. Because you gotta think, your big three have to be, like, in my opinion, the three most important, like, connective casting. Like, when they're in scene together, they all need to be equally trying to, like, steal your attention.
Yeah.
Is Zeus, Poseidon, Hades.
Fair. Counterpoint. What about Taika Waititi? Like, think of Taika Waititi as Blackbeard.
No, I know.
I think Taika Waititi could do it.
He doesn't have the imposingness.
Is that because
my concern?
Bitch, Blackbeard?
No, I know, but, like,
for the most part, that was played for jokes. But
I don't know. Like, have we seen Taika Waititi do serious boy stuff?
He always does something that's, like, adjacent to serious. Silly. But, like, why does Poseidon need to be super serious?
I'm not saying that it needs to be serious, but, like, when you're casting him, you don't want it to feel like Poseidon's gonna be jokes.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that Taika Waititi brings that.
I feel like I want Taika Waititi in, like, a younger, hotter role.
Okay.
Than Poseidon. Because, like, Taika Waititi, I don't know. I love Taika Waititi so much that I want him in, like, a bigger role where he would be doing, like, more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And especially where you can use, he's such a good comedic actor. I want to use that comedy in him. Honestly, dog, I would give, if I'm thinking, like, just out of the air, if they were like, we got Taika Waititi, but we don't have a role for him yet, who do you want him to be? Fucking Hermes, maybe, dog?
Okay.
He would be like
we'll come back to that.
He'd be like a real fucking hilarious Hermes. And I think Hermes as a comedian role, and this is totally a reference to whatever, Hercules, the Disney movie. But I think Hermes as, like, a comic relief tier role is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's able to sort of zip in and out. He's sort of, like, quick with the tongue, like, quick-witted, bop, 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 getting it. Yeah. Right? And Taika Waititi, I think, can do that and not make it feel too, like, 90s Dana Carvey stand-up comedy. Right? Which is, like, the fear when you try and do Hermes as a comedy role, I think.
Yeah.
Is, like, that energy. I don't know why Dana Carvey was the thing that came to my mind. Weird, but that's just, like, the specific thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I would think, like...
So I'm gonna say I'm okay. I'm okay with The Rock, but that really puts us in a particularly interesting place when it comes to when we cast Hades, because we've got big energy that person has to fulfill. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna go with The Rock. 2021 us obviously said Jason Momoa. I am definitely not against.
I'm okay
Jason
with Momoa or The Rock. I think The Rock is a better position because of his age, or at least observed acting age. He's played older people in movies.
Yeah.
And that's, I want the three bigs to be like a little bit older feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that way you can position, like, Hercules doesn't need to be played by a teenager. You see?
Yeah.
You see I'm sort of trying to, like, shift everybody up and keep them within, like, where on screen, if you saw a bunch of gods, you could kind of tell, like, where they are ordered wise, like, you know, children of sort of order based on their apparent on-screen age.
Yeah.
You know, and you can throw a little bit of gray into the Rock's, you know, facial hair or whatever.
Yeah.
And work. Also, The Rock with a beard like he was from Black Adam? Is that what that was called? Black Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like that kind of, like, grizzle Rock where he's real, like, ugh, you know?
Yeah.
Real deep sea sassy about it. I could be here for.
So Hades.
You just want to do Hades next?
Yeah.
Who could do Hades?
So it needs to be somebody who's imposing and also, like, we're kind of basically making it so he has to be super jacked.
Would not be against... I think that Hades doesn't need to be jacked in this particular situation.
Yeah.
I think you want him to be like... Well,
but then the problem with having Arnie and The Rock is if Hades isn't super jacked, then he's going to look like the runt.
Well, first of all, it's kind of the joke, right?
Yeah.
But also you get to, if you have an actor who can carry the role properly, I would position Hades on screen not as this like make him physically less imposing than the other two, but like seething in his terror. Like the kind of character where every time he's about ready to be on screen, there's like a few seconds where you're just like, is the sky getting darker? Before this motherfucker shows up.
Okay.
You know, like, is shit getting colder? Like, make him somebody who, like, pours on to the screen, you know?
Yeah. So
what I'm saying?
Then?
I'm not against Cillian Murphy. But I've never seen him play evil.
Oh.
I've never seen him play a bad
you
guy.
Have.
Who was he a bad guy in?
He was the Scarecrow.
What? In what?
In the Nolan Batman movies.
Was he really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the
also,
same Cillian Murphy?
In no way would I consider him pouring himself onto the scene. Don't get me wrong, I like him as an actor. He's fantastic.
I didn't know he was the Scarecrow.
No way. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking of, I was specifically thinking of his portrayal in, like, he's not really that old either. Looking.
Yeah.
He looked older in Oppenheimer, but that could have just been like shitload of makeup.
Yeah, that was definitely makeup. Yeah.
He was born in 76.
I don't think that he fits the vibe.
Yeah,
that
he's
you're
not
trying
evil
to
enough.
Portray at all. Like at all.
He's involved in 28 Years Later.
Oh, dope. That's cool.
That's very, because he was in 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's very cool. I just looked that up and was like,
so
who's like a good, I mean, the problem is that like I'm thinking of like could Jeremy Irons do it? Is he alive still?
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think he's like he's not
not
really like
tall
physically
enough,
imposing. What about
honestly, I want Snape, but that's
what about Idris Elba? That man is smooth.
I completely support Idris Elba.
Elba.
Yeah, I completely support Idris Elba. Yeah, completely. Yeah. Completely. That would be good. Yeah. And he's like not huge, but he's like big enough for show.
Yeah, he's definitely
and he has that
enough.
capacity to really like seethe.
Yeah.
You know, because like Zeus, the way that I look at it is Zeus is imposing like a clap of thunder.
Yeah.
Right? He's like striking.
Yeah.
Right? In the way that he commands. Right? And Poseidon should be like a tsunami. You know, like unnecessarily strong. Poseidon should be like in the same breath, almost that surfer energy, like go with the flow beach vibe kind of character.
Yeah.
And at the exact same time, just like questionably powerful, right? Because like, you have to think all three of these motherfuckers are basically the exact same amount of power.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then because Zeus is so imposing and like eldest brother energy, like, right? And Poseidon is like happy in his kingdom, chill, go with the flow. I don't care what my fucking brother on the mountain is doing, sort of stuff. But also, like, as soon as Zeus is like, well, he's just like, oh, don't you fucking touch the water, dude. You know, like somebody who can like who can push that down if he decides to like position himself for that, a role that I think The Rock could easily portray.
Yeah.
I think he has the capacity to switch between like chill and intense like really rapidly. You see this in a lot of his roles with in his like a lot of his like comedy roles where he's like an action comedy sort of a thing. Like in what is it, CIA? You know, where he's like making jokes and wearing a unicorn shirt, and then like as soon as those guys start shit in the bar, he is like immediately the most terrifying motherfucker in that room.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of energy. To that end, I think that Hades needs to like always be like every time he's delivering a line, every time he's on screen, you're like, this guy might just stab somebody. We gotta fucking not. This guy is a threat, dude. What the fuck? And like the sort of thing where like Poseidon and Zeus could like, you know, like bully is an over exaggeration, but could like go at him, and he just like doesn't fucking care. He's just like, fuck, try it, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got a nice mountain, you got nice water. Who's keeping track of everything that's passed on?
Yeah.
So, why don't you shut up? Y'all two occupied two motherfuckers in one realm. I got my own realm.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of energy. So, and I think Idris Elba is like the perfect casting for that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, 2021 us, we were going with.
Listen, in 2021, we were making a different fucking movie.
We were. It was a different movie. So, we chose Ranveer Singh for that.
Ranveer Singh
is the main character of a bunch of Bollywood movies, particularly by Jiro Mastani.
Yeah. No, I know who that is. Yeah, Ranveer Singh would fuck also for that role, but Idris Elba I think has the
2021 us had some good ideas, but this is a different time.
It's a very different movie. It's a different time, man. Yeah.
So next up is Demeter. So Demeter is goddess of the harvest, Persephone's mom. So she's bringing like mom energy. So she's bringing like the same kind of
but she's like harvest mom energy.
Whereas Hera is like house mom.
Sure.
And Hestia is like decorating mom.
Harvest mom.
So I feel like Winona Ryder would do a great job here. Because she's also like, Demeter's also like a little toxic. And I think that Winona Ryder can pull off this kind of like little crazy mom energy like pretty well. Or Toni Collette, like that's the vibe that I'm going for.
I'm not against Winona Ryder. Yeah, I actually agree with Winona Ryder a lot. Yeah.
So 2021 us, and I think that this is a great one too. Chose Julianne Moore. She would also do really good.
I think Winona Ryder's the answer, though. I definitely think Winona Ryder's the answer. Yeah, absolutely.
So next up is Athena, goddess of like strategy and like war and wisdom. Sure. So she's like bringing a little bit older energy, like Demeter and
but
Hera
like not. I feel like not as old, and she needs to be like a little bit more combat ready.
Yeah, like she can fight, but like her strategy is like
the sauce. Yeah, for sure.
But also like wisdom and
yeah. I don't know. That's a toughie.
So I think Michelle Yeoh would do a really great job here, especially after seeing.
Oh, Michelle Yeoh would totally.
Yeah, especially after seeing like all of her new stuff.
It pushes. What's her name again? the goddess?
Oh, Athena.
Athena. It pushes Athena a little older.
But, like, I'm okay with
that.
that.
But I'm okay with that. Michelle Yeoh is still incredibly imposing. She has a great combat sense on screen. And if you cast Michelle Yeoh in that role, you get to have that scene where Athena, like, offers some strategy and some asshole, whoever the hell it is, like, decides to, like, well, shut up or whatever the fuck. And she can do, like, a little bit of action about it or whatever the fuck, because she's really, really good on combat.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I really like Michelle Yeoh in that role.
That's what 2021 us chose as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, I think that's such a perfect casting there.
All right, next up is Aphrodite. Okay, so this is my vision, and you cannot possibly sway me otherwise.
All right, you can be wrong though.
I think
you
that
have to admit that you can
should
be wrong.
wear the same outfit in every scene. Like, whatever it is, it's the same fucking dress, same hairpiece, whatever, same hair thing.
Really?
Every time you see her, it is a different woman. Because Aphrodite is the most beautiful woman on earth, and to each that means something different to each person. So Aphrodite is always somebody different. Never any of the people that are currently cast, right? But, like, she always has to be someone different. Same dress, always a different person.
I like the concept. I feel like from a purely practical standpoint that presents a limitation in her usability.
Yes, I
on
understand
scene.
that.
I totally get the concept. I like it conceptually. I really dig it. I think it would be great. It would be great if it was a mini series and not a movie.
Yeah, like
she's only showing up like once every other episode or something, where it's like every time she shows up, you're seeing her in like a different scene. Like they're like doing a thing and they got to get through a place and they like run across her and they're just like, Aphrodite? And she's just like, you know, whatever, fucking eating grapes or some shit, like in a forest.
Yeah.
In the middle of a sequence, not necessarily as comic relief, but as that sort of like audience shock to like interrupt a sequence and then move forwards with or whatever. I get that. So like I don't disagree with it. I think in a movie, I don't know that she would necessarily be on screen enough for that to make sense. And also I think you would have to explain that. I think your basic audience member wouldn't get that and would just be confused about who that bitch in the pink dress is.
That's
fair.
Or
whatever dress, maroon dress,
that
whatever.
That is the thing that I want.
I know. No, I understand. I understand.
If I had to choose one person, it's really tough because, like, there's so many really cool people.
Yeah.
I would choose...
I don't know. It needs to be somebody who can sort of like... Who can be like I think it's more than just like, oh, you need just like whatever the hottest chick is or whatever the fuck, right? I think you need somebody who can sort of do that like ScarJo in that scene where she's hitting on whatever Tony Stark, what is that, Iron Man 2? Where she's like testing him.
Yeah, I'd pick Selma Hayek. Because remember, Aphrodite is also a goddess of war.
No, I understand. Yeah, I like Selma Hayek. Yeah, she could totally do it. Yeah, completely. I was just thinking of that sequence with ScarJo.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, and that's because in 2021, that's who we picked.
Oh, really? Was ScarJo?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun, yeah. No, I think Selma Hayek would do a great job.
Yeah,
absolutely. Also, she might be a vampire, so she seems pretty eternal.
Yeah.
For what that's worth.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So next up is Ares, god of war.
Yeah.
And...
okay. Small interrupt here. I'm not against fucking what's his name, the wrestler who played Ares in the camp, whatever the hell.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Adam Copeland.
Yeah, Adam Copeland from, what is the name of that show? You know, Poseidon's Kid.
Yeah, it's oh my god,
it's so bad. how do I not remember? We've read all those
Percy
books
Jackson.
too. Percy Jackson.
Woof.
Yeah. Adam Copeland played Ares in the new Percy Jackson, and like I kind of like him in that role. He does a good job, but he plays sort of like a biker Ares.
Yeah.
And like I'm totally not against biker Ares. You know who else I would be very down with for Ares is who is it? Russell Crowe from the Gladiator movie?
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe would do a good one.
Totally.
Right? But I think you need somebody who can be like who can really do heal energy, to use the wrestling
but also
term.
some it needs to be somebody who knows how to fight.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Right?
For
like,
sure. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm like Adam Copeland would be good. I'm trying to think of like well, honestly, so would Russell Crowe. He's done a ton of movies where he's been like in action about stuff.
Yeah. I'm
trying to think of somebody like now who's doing like a lot of like combat stuff. I mean, like
you could do Keanu.
You could. I don't know if Keanu has the like.
He doesn't have the like quick
the rage.
Anger.
Well, he doesn't have the rage.
The rage.
He's got the anger and he's got the violence.
True.
Like, and you see that in the what you call it movies. You know, whatever. Where he's like murdering people all the time.
Oh, the John Wick movies.
The John Wick movies. But you never see him like angry.
Yeah.
You need somebody who can be like rage, you know? I don't know that Cavill can do rage, but Cavill can do combat. Look at him in but
you know who can do rage and combat?
One huge jacked man.
Hugh Jackman.
One huge jacked man.
Hugh Jackman is Ares.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all.
I mean, like, obviously, we just watched Deadpool recently,
so that gives us a little more.
Definitely colors it. I like that more than I like Russell Crowe.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that Russell Crowe you definitely see he's been in more than enough roles where you see him like fucking get, you know, where he like goes.
He's like too stately.
He can be stately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
I think I'm gonna go with Hugh Jackman. I really like that idea.
I can't think of somebody better than Hugh Jackman, so I'm gonna go with Hugh Jackman also. Okay. Yeah.
So,
and he has that. I mean, you see him in Wolverine where he's got that rage in him.
Yeah.
Which is really good, and I think that's the thing that like the most important feature for Ares isn't like a big tough looking guy or whatever, but you need somebody who can just get like fucking who's not just angry, but like where like with a look you can tell that this person is like moments away from trying to break your legs.
Yeah. Just
for the fucking love of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Yeah, and I think you see that even all the way back in the Sony X-Men movies. I think you saw that in Hugh Jackman for sure. He has the range.
Absolutely.
For it,
yeah.
You know? That motherfucker has so much range.
He does.
Jesus
he really
Christ,
does.
He really does. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, we're not going to see anybody like him.
Yeah, gods.
Yeah, so 2021 us said Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, yeah. I completely see that.
Or
yes.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, but Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I actually have a note here after Hiroyuki Sanada.
I'm really here for Hiroyuki Sanada.
I have a note after him that says Achilles. Like, he would be a good Achilles. He would make a really good Ares. Also, I'm not against that. That's definitely a different kind of vibe that we had. Not to disparage Terry Crews at all. Right, but also he was in the Wolverine, so
he was in the Wolverine. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're not trying to backtrack here. Hiroyuki Sanada could do Hades also. Hiroyuki Sanada has dumb range, and he has such a capacity to just like do that push. Okay, so you said instead of Ares, you suggested who? Achilles?
Yeah, we said we have a note after his name that says Achilles. Because once we got into this, we got deep.
Yeah, we got into the weeds.
Yeah, we did.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm kind of here for him as
Hades.
as Ares.
Oh, as Ares? Okay.
Because who did we have for Hades? Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Oh my god, yeah. No fucking comment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too good. That's way too good. Because you want Hades to bring like both the like physicality of like what you would expect, like a Hades who could stand against who we've chosen for Zeus and Poseidon, but you also want a Hades who can bring the sort of like Lucifer Morning Star, 1500s statue, like where you're just like, that statue is way too fucking sexual for this church, and they're like, yeah, don't trust the devil, look how hot this guy is, and you're like, I don't think you're doing what you think you're doing with this. I don't know what you think this is about, but I think this is about something very different. Yeah. So
yeah,
whatever, girl. You know what I mean? So and Idris Elba he has that.
Yeah.
So much.
So next up is
it's hard for me to choose as much as I love Hugh Jackman. Ferocious. Right? Hiroyuki Sanada is such a good Ares. Oh my goodness. That's fucking
I'm gonna call that
A1
one a
steak
tie.
sauce.
Like Hera's a tie, this one's a tie.
Yeah.
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 All right, next up is Hermes.
Yeah, see, this is I really, now that I've said it, I think Taika Waititi is such a
that Hermes is supposed to be super young.
I know that they want him. I would rather have Hermes have the like chops to pop in and out of scenes constantly, and the moment this motherfucker shows up, you're just like, what is going on with this? And then he's out real quick, like. Okay, I think he's got that. Like, I know you could do the youth angle with Hermes, but like.
But what about Tom Holland? Tom Holland was made to play Hermes. Hermes is basically Greek Spider-Man.
I mean, you're not legally wrong, but I'm trying to think, like, is there a better role for Holland?
No, there's not. And there's not a better Hermes than him. Not that Taika Waititi couldn't do it.
I think Taika Waititi would do
not.
I think Taika Waititi would be a more comic relief.
Yeah.
Hermes, which is my preferred form of Hermes, is a bit more jokes. Right? Again, it's part of that. It's part of that, like.
We'll find a place
Hercules,
to fit. We'll find a place.
Whatever. Yeah, if you're gonna do the young Hermes thing, which I don't care that Hermes is supposed to be youthful in this particular situation, but like, Holland works. Yeah. Well, and he's got the physicality if he needs to like do a backflip into a scene, sort of shit. Yeah. Do that like silly boy shit. Yeah.
That is who we also chose in 2021, and
was
I
Holland?
think we are correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with Tom Holland.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to say no, you know what? I'm not. Next. Next is Hephaestus. And I think that Taika Waititi could do Hephaestus.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. See,
yes, Taika Waititi for Hephaestus is a way better fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Taika Waititi, Hephaestus, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think, like, who else could do Hephaestus?
So 2021 thought Peter Dinklage. But here's the thing. That was right around the time that we saw him in whatever that Marvel movie was, where he was where he plays the dwarven blacksmith or whatever. Yeah. The 9'7" dwarven blacksmith. Yeah. It was such a great role of his. Oh my God, he was so good. And that's not to disparage Peter Dinklage, but we're going for a different Honestly, I feel like Peter Dinklage deserves a better role than that. Because he's such a good actor. Yeah. Holy shit, dude. He's so good. Well, we may still find a place for him. Yeah, but I like Taika Waititi for Hephaestus. Yeah. Especially if... Who did we say is going to play... Who's Hephaestus' girl? Aphrodite. Who did we say was playing Aphrodite? That's Selma Hayek. Oh, yeah. That's delicious. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely delicious. So next up is Apollo, god of the sun. Also kind of twinky. Sure. So this one's kind of a tough one. Ryan Reynolds.
Remember Good
Yeah.
Pool? Remember how like glow up Good Pool was?
Yeah.
I think Ryan Reynolds could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that would be really fun. I'm just trying to think, like, who else could possibly do this in this role? Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, Tom Holland
good.
would do a good role there too.
He would. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
For what that's worth. Tom Holland would do a good role there also. But I think like Reynolds, or I'm trying to think of somebody else who's like, I mean, Reynolds isn't like that young. I don't think. Again, I don't know if I can old any of these people. I keep bringing up their age. But I'm trying to think of like who else would fit that spot, dude.
Yeah, because the thing is he's not like a battle hardy guy, right?
No.
But he's also not like too lanky or too buff. Like Apollo was like the ancient Greek ideal for like what a hot middle-aged guy was.
Sure, yeah.
Right? And I think that
I think that's literally the fucking definition of Ryan Reynolds, my guy. What are you talking about? Right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So we had an interesting choice here. And this just really shows what our like our
the vibe changes.
The vibe change. So our previous choice was Stephen Yoon.
Oh, but
and that's good,
that
right?
Is good,
but
yeah.
it's not the vibe for this.
No, for sure not. For sure not. Although I do really like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's
You could do Homelander.
What's his name? Kim?
Oh, Daddy Day Kim?
Yeah.
That's
pretty good.
That would be good, but he's just like a little too imposing, I think, for this role.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was like, could he be not imposing? And then I thought in my mind about things that I've seen him in, and I was like, no, he's cannot.
Closer. He's no, closer to Ares.
He really is. He's another one who would do a good Ares.
Yeah. So, moving on to Artemis, Apollo's twin. She is like goddess of the hunt. She's portrayed as younger usually.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the solution is so in front of our faces. And it's bloody Ryan Reynolds' wife. Right? Bloody, what's her name there? God damn, what is her name? Oh my, I'm so bad at names.
Yeah.
This is the worst. Because she's in Wolverine v Deadpool. It is... this is not the easiest way to look this up.
You should have looked up Green Lantern.
Is she in Green Lantern?
That's Blake where Lively. They met. Blake Lively. Yeah.
Oh, she's the main girl in Green Lantern. Dude, I'm gonna be real. First of all, I don't even have beef with that movie like most people do. 99% of that movie has been erased from my mind. There are really 3 things that stick in my mind in that movie. 1, they made that yellow dude with a big brain like quite gross looking.
They did.
In a remarkably dirty way. All right, the scene where I almost said Deadpool. Where Green Lantern, it's Green Lantern Pool. Shut up. Where Green Lantern makes like a overly sophisticated racetrack to catch somebody when parachute is also an option.
Yeah.
And when he like it first time goes like bah and like fires the suit on.
Yeah.
Those 3 scenes, everything else fucking blank. I've seen that movie like 100 times, dude.
Yeah.
Most of that movie lost to my consciousness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those fucking movies that I don't have details on.
So,
but yeah, Blake Lively. I think Blake Lively is a great role in there.
So if it was cast now by like major Hollywood, it would absolutely be Anya Taylor-Joy. Right?
I think that Anya Taylor-Joy would play a significantly better Persephone.
Oh.
Because I think Anya Taylor-Joy has the capacity to have that sort of like where she can be like a little gothy but also a little springtimey.
Yeah.
You know, I think that she could be like that sort of like sexy, gothy, imposing, but like with like a lot of class. In my mind, Persephone's like real classy. You want somebody who's got the like, you know, who's showing up and is like really stealing other people's thunder, you know?
Yeah.
Because I would put her for
Well, we're not there
Persephone.
yet. We're not there yet. We're almost there. So I really think that Blake Lively is the hilarious choice.
Yeah.
But like
also, she has the look. I think that Blake Lively has the like both the physicality look and the capacity of acting.
Yeah.
To play against Ryan Reynolds more than well enough. But also sort of like have that like doing the same thing as Reynolds is doing, but with like a more youthful, like female energy sort of a thing. I think that Blake Lively is the perfect foil to Reynolds in that casting.
Yeah.
Is specifically what I'm thinking. Because if you're going to have them, you know, I would want them to both be on screen at the same time and really be doing that like sibling bickering energy.
Yeah, and that would be pretty fun.
Right, and I think that the two of them together, like you see them acting together, and you see them like together in like interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
and they have the energy to like play that really well. It's sort of like Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. How they have that like they could do that like back and forth like real good. It makes them great foils to cast in opposition, like on opposite sides of like the same basic thing. You know what I'm saying? To that end, you could honestly replace Reynolds Lively with Shepard Bell. I think both works. I think Reynolds Lively is a better casting choice, but like either way, I would choose two people with like that level of closeness so they can really get that like sibling rivalry energy, and it feels like
they never really
real.
do sibling rivalry.
Well, I know that they don't do sibling rivalry, but like the ability to like act off of each other really, really efficiently. You see, that's the thing that I'm saying is it's easy to take that. Anybody who has like a good repertoire, right? It's easy to twist that into sibling. It's easy to twist that into rivals. It's easy to twist that into old friends. It's the reason why The Rock and what's his name work so well together and everything.
Yeah.
Right? Because they already have such a friendship outside of the camera, like behind the camera, that when they're on camera, you will believe anything that these two motherfuckers say to each other. Right? Just because they already have that repertoire.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that that's the thing that you would want in that casting is two people who have like a real good repertoire that just like a like small line change and like energy change could easily transition into sibling rivalry. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But you know who I think would make a really fantastic Artemis is Natalie Emmanuel. She's the girl who played Missandei in Game of Thrones. She's also in Maze Runner.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
She would make a really good Artemis.
Yeah.
But because Apollo is Ryan Reynolds, I think Artemis as Blake Lively makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's like for the movie.
Yeah. 2021 us said Florence Pugh.
And who did we say for Artemis?
Artemis?
Or I'm sorry, Ryan Reynolds' character?
Apollo Stephen Yeun. So it would have been Stephen Yeun and Florence Pugh.
Oh, that's not well thought out. Both of those are great castings for the individual characters, but at the time I must clearly have not thought about the way they would interact. Because I don't know that those two would have... I mean, like, they're great actors, so of course they're going to have, like, good on-screen chemistry, right? Like, they're both more than proficient actors.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that now.
I don't remember what we were going for.
Yeah, I don't know what we were going for at the time. I must have had a different idea of how I would... I'm sure how I would direct those people on screen.
I'm sure
with regard to a story.
So next up is Persephone.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Anya Taylor-Joy or whatever the fuck, right?
I think that Anya Taylor-Joy would do a good job, but I think that our 2021 pick would do better, and that's Margot Robbie. Because she's Barbie and she's Harley. Right?
Yeah.
It's those two pieces. She really does that dichotomy well.
Yeah. I think I would rather see Margot Robbie play somebody like Aphrodite. I think she brings a bigger Aphrodite energy than Persephone energy. I don't really know why. I thought that. Who the hell do we have as Aphrodite?
We have Selma Hayek. I don't think that she brings better. I mean, not that she wouldn't do a good job at Aphrodite, but for this, I think that she's better because she also can do that like tone flip at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she can be cute and sweet and bubbly, but then she can also be like nightmare queen.
Sure. No, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I'm still pretty here for Anya Taylor-Joy as Persephone. I think it's a different Persephone for sure. I think it depends on how you want to do, where do you position the Hades portion of the story relative to the greater narrative. Depends on if you're going to make them like cool, classy other, or like a little bit more like manic dream couple.
I think that you could go either.
Right. Well, no. What I'm saying is that
choice
is that like if you're trying to do like cool, classy other, I think Anya Taylor-Joy is a better casting.
Fully disagree.
I think that her the way that she carries herself against the foil that is what's his name?
Idris
Elba, I think would be like, I don't know how tall she is relative to him though. She might be short.
I don't know if that matters.
If she's too short, it'll make her look too demure. Like on screen, it's like a whole thing that you have to think about when you're directing a movie. But because I think he's a tall cat, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think Idris Elba's like a tall cat. I think he's like a big dude. Because I'm trying to think, like, seeing him in action movies, he's, like, standing up there with, like, other action stars. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's, like, a tall boy. I know he drives race cars, but, like, I don't know if it's that kind of race cars. Where you gotta be, like, a small cat.
He is 6'2".
He's 6'2"? Okay. I mean, like, I'm not against Margot Robbie at all. I didn't think about that.
She's 5'6".
Margot Robbie or Anya Taylor-Joy?
Margot Robbie. So she's not that much shorter than him, especially when you assume that she's going to be in heels.
Of course she would be in heels. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But except for when she like kicks him off to go like run in a fucking field or something.
You know who also could maybe be a really interesting Persephone is Anne Hathaway. Also, Anya Taylor-Joy is 5'8".
Anya Taylor-Joy is taller than Margot Robbie.
Apparently so.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed that in a million years. Wow.
Anne Hathaway, 5'8", by the way.
Yeah, I knew Anne Hathaway was a bit taller. Anne Hathaway isn't a bad choice either.
Also, Anya Taylor-Joy is like a little too young for my liking for Idris Elba.
Yeah?
That's like a lot.
Is she like super young?
Yeah, she's younger.
I mean, is she younger than Margot Robbie? I mean, and Anne Hathaway? Again, I'm not great at the age of any of these motherfuckers.
Anya Taylor-Joy is 28, Anne Hathaway is 41, and Margot Robbie is 34. So she's the youngest of the choices.
I'm not against Margot Robbie. I'll allow Margot Robbie.
Okay, that's also our 2021 choice.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly is Dionysus.
Yeah, that's not lastly.
What do you mean lastly?
That's not lastly. That's what it just said. We didn't say Hercules.
He's not a god.
Yeah, but he's got to count.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have.
He's the popular one.
Yeah, we do have.
So
we do have a lot of extra bonuses here.
So Dionysus.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you cast for Dionysus?
See, I think it kind of depends whether you want him to be like a little mad gaudy, but you basically need to choose somebody who can pull off like who can pull off different facets of the personality really easily.
Yeah, I my like gut reaction for Dionysus is bloody what's his name from Tenacious D?
Oh, Jack Black.
Jack Black. Right? Also, that's like 87% because Jack Black might actually be Dionysus, and we're all just being tomfooled about that shit.
I'm pretty fine with Jack Black. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with Jack Black on that.
Yeah.
Plus, he
I'm
can
good with
foil
that.
off of all the other. I mean, he's been in movies with like a lot of these other actors.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got the capacity to be like kooky and fun.
Yeah.
You know, but if he needs to, he could be serious.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I would say Jack Black.
So 2021 us said Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I think Jack Black's definitely a better choice.
Okay, so we have a bunch of sort of random bonus ones here.
Sure. Is Hercules on that list?
Yes. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of roll through these fairly quickly.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
So we have Pan. In 2021, we said Pan is Jack Black.
Oh no, for sure not. I would do Pan as the lead vampire from What We Do in the Shadows. The like theater guy, you know, whatever the hell his name is. You know what I'm talking about?
No. I mean, like, yes, but also no.
I do not know what his name is, literally at all. There's no way I could tell you that.
Matt Berry?
Yeah.
Oh, that would work. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Berry for Pan.
Yeah, that's
somebody who can bring almost the exact same energy as Dionysus, but just with like a little bit more insanity, and you're just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
So then
we'll go through these names and we don't need to go through the 21 list.
Okay.
First, because then it's going to color your opinion. It's like telling you what a beer's going to taste like.
So we've got Hecate. Well, I was trying to go faster. But...
Yeah, that's fine.
So we've got Hecate.
Which one's Hecate?
She's the goddess of witchcraft and the night.
Oh, I don't know, man. I kind of want somebody like... Is Hecate normally like an older lady?
She's like a triple goddess archetype.
Oh,
so,
I would want her to be like a young lady. I was thinking like, who's that girl from that like Australian? She's like a teacher for the Australian zombie movie. You know, I think it's called Sunshine or something like that.
No, Sunshine is the one where they're in space.
You know who I'm talking about?
No,
right?
I do not. Not it.
She's like a younger black lady. Australian movie comedy. Is it called? Ooh, it's called Little Monsters.
Oh, Lupita Nyong'o?
Yes. Yeah, because I think that she's a really, I really like her as an actress so much.
Yes, but
she's in like so much stuff too.
Jenna Ortega.
Oh yeah, I'll do Jenna Ortega.
Yeah,
that's fine. She's also like younger, and I was thinking of somebody younger.
Yeah,
you know.
Medusa.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Medusa needs to be somebody like very fun.
Can we just use the like skin for Lady Dimitrescu for Resident Evil?
Resident Evil Lady Dimitrescu. I don't know. Like maybe like honestly, you know what? I would not be against ScarJo.
Oh, yeah.
I think ScarJo would do a really good Medusa.
Yeah.
Well, and she plays like a weird monster sort of lady in that one where she's in like Scotland and she's taking motherfuckers to the void. And she's an alien, maybe. Whatever the fuck that movie was.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I don't remember at all.
We originally said Lena Headey.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I think ScarJo's a funner pick though.
Chiron, the centaur teacher.
Oh. Honestly, I'm pretty here for bloody ex James Bond.
Which one?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
Isn't that who plays him in the show? Isn't that Pierce Brosnan? Am I tripping balls, man?
I think you are. Also, like, Chiron is also a warrior. He's not just a teachy boy. And I cannot possibly think of Pierce Brosnan as a warrior.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh. You know who to do Chiron is
Keanu Reeves.
I'm not against that.
Also, Wild Stallions.
Yeah, that's fun. Fun. Yeah, go with Keanu Reeves. That's too fun. It's too good a reference. I was thinking of bloody what's his name who plays the like way too blown out elf king.
What?
You know, from the Hobbit, fucking terrible Hobbit movies.
Oh, the guy who's also in Harry Potter, Lee Pace.
Is Lee Pace in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Sure. Yes. Sure.
Oh no, I
was thinking him, but I disagree. But yeah, Keanu's a better choice.
We said Arnold.
Oh, disagree.
Yeah.
Fully. Yeah.
So we have Hercules.
Hercules. You
wanted this.
Yeah,
you wanted this.
I had an idea for Hercules before, and we didn't immediately jump to Hercules, so that's been lost to time. That's not how my mind works. I don't know, man. I want somebody like... God, I don't know.
You wanted this!
I know.
You've been asking for this!
Somebody like Anthony Bowens, you know?
He's not an actor. I mean, he is.
First of all wrestling is just acting, and any choice other than that is bullshit. Because they're wrestlers, they're actors, and stunt doubles.
Yeah.
So that's like, I want like Anthony Bowens tier.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying there?
You want somebody jiggity jacked.
Yeah, I want somebody like dumb jacked. Oh my god, you know who would do a really good Hercules? Is the young kid from Baywatch. You know, the like, I don't want to be here. I'm just here riding my motorcycle.
Oh,
Zac Efron?
Zac Efron?
I don't know if he can get that jacked again, but he was fucking upsettingly jacked in that Baywatch movie. If Zac Efron could get to that place again, or like near that place, he doesn't need to get that jacked again. I understand that's like really not great for actors' health. But like, but you know what I'm saying? And plus Zac Efron's like, he's got that like, he's like, you know, like hot and suave and all that sort of shit that like Hercules, you would want Hercules to be.
Yeah. What about Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill would work, yeah. Yeah, you could do Henry Cavill. I prefer a bearded Cavill to a fully shaved Cavill.
I mean,
I you know,
Hercules.
I think of Hercules as like a youthful person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Henry Cavill's not a bad answer either. Also, he is like more jacked.
I would pick Henry Cavill
over Efron. I too would pick Cavill over Efron.
That's what 2021 has said as well.
I would say Cavill.
Yeah. We've got Perseus.
Like from the Percy Jackson Perseus?
No.
Yes, obviously. Make that Zac Efron.
Make that Channing Tatum.
But
also I'm okay with Zac Efron because
that's a really good. But a part of me wants Channing Tatum in like, I don't know.
What about Channing Tatum as Paris?
I like Channing Tatum as Paris.
Yeah.
A lot more. Efron as Perseus and Tatum as Paris.
Yeah.
Is fucking great. Dude, yes, absolutely, dude.
All right, that's all we got.
That's all we have.
Yeah, that's all.
Did you think of any other loose gods that we? Oh my god,
mentioned? We can go on.
No, I know we can go on forever, but can you think of anyone that specifically we haven't mentioned that you're like, ugh?
No.
You want like a throw in a Kronos or something like that?
No.
You know, one of those kind of one of the Titans. Get like a Titan spot casting.
No, I can't really think of anybody else.
Bring in like a Ron Perlman to just play like the voice of a Titan in a hole, you know, or somebody like that. You know, one of those roles where it's like mostly CGI covering it up or whatever the fuck. But then like in the voice, you're just like, is that fucking Ron Perlman?
I think we saved that for a part 2.
Right? Part 2, we're just gonna go to another pantheon.
Yeah. No,
right?
I think that this is.
Out there, if you can't think of, now that I remember that you existed, if you can think of a god that we didn't name or goddess that like you're particularly hype on or whatever, let us know like who you think it is. Oh, who was that primordial ocean Greek god that we did a podcast episode on? Pontus. Maybe that's Ron Perlman. I just want to get Ron Perlman in like every movie. I love Ron Perlman deeply. So he's such a great actor. But yeah, so I don't know. What did you think about all those guys? This has just been. Next time we won't have old answers.
Yeah.
So if this is a thing that was fun and everybody else had fun, because I had fun and that's what's most important to me.
Yeah.
Is my fun. Then we'll do this again, but maybe for the Norse Pantheon. Because I can already form bold opinions. I can already feel bold opinions forming.
Yeah, we'll do this again.
Yeah, this was super fun. This was super fun. Comment below if you agree or disagree with any of that stuff. I've been John Norgrove. This has been Julie Norgrove. This has been the Horn
and Cauldron
podcast Pub Chat edition. That's the movie. Hire me. Give me enough money to hire all those actors and actresses. And you just made $100 million. So shut up and give me money.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Stay magical out there, guys.
Yeah, and don't forget, breathe in self-confidence and breathe out self-doubt.